Fox News' Dave Kinchin joins us live to help answer that question. Dave?
Yeah, it is a big question. Certainly the campaign partying is now over. It's time for the heavy lifting, but what will that look like? Well, we got a preview tonight.
I think for us, I mean, you know, our message at the end of the day resonated with the residents of Michigan across the state, the voters of Michigan.
Democratic State Representative Tate of Detroit reacting to the Michigan Democrats flipping the state house in their favor and taking over the Senate for the first time in nearly 40 years. Tate, the next House Speaker, according to Democratic Party sources, weighs in on the first issues they plan to take on in the new year.
Looking at, you know, how are we supporting families with putting food on their table. You know, we talked about education, improvements to education, making sure that we're getting the resources we need to our classrooms and our teachers, making sure that we do have, you know, upgrades to both our water and other infrastructure systems.
But here's the big question after a very divisive campaign season on both sides. Where, in your estimate, do you think the parties could come together in the legislature?
I think there's some real opportunities on quite a bit of issues. I mean, you know, for instance, you know, we've been working on job creation for the past 2 years with, you know, finding, you know, attracting businesses and creating jobs and supporting job creation across the state. I think that's one area that we can continue to focus on. It has been bipartisan in nature since with the work that we've been doing.
I asked Michigan Republican Party co-chair Michonne Maddock a similar question at last night's GOP watch party in Novi. Do you think there's a chance that both parties can find a way to work together, or are we just too divided at this point as a country?
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I'm willing to work with anybody. I have a pretty good sense of humor, and I get beat up about it a lot. But, you know, what are the things that bring us together? It's our families. It's our children. It's the way you love your wife. It's the way you love your kids. Those are the things that really should bring us together. And so I think we should be able to find common ground in that.
Meantime, former President Trump is set to make an announcement about his political future in a few days. The GOP co-chair says she's all in if he decides to seek the White House again.
Nobody should run against Donald Trump. He's going to take this and he's going to run with it.
Meantime, State House members say they will elect their leadership tomorrow. Reporting live, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
And of course, Dave, that comment by Michonne was made last night before a lot of those results came in. We've heard today of some of the viewpoints regarding the former president maybe changing a little bit, perhaps possibly looking for another Republican presidential candidate. Are you hearing anything more about that? We know Charlie Langton touched on that a bit earlier, too.
Yeah, he did touch on that. You know, certainly a lot of people are talking about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who had a decided victory for re-election. So that's one of the big names that's out there on the GOP side. You're right. The tune's changed a little bit. We'll have to see how that all works out long term.